In this video, we will look at the external features of molluscs. This is a mollusk, so is this, and this, and even this. One thing they do all have in common is a soft body with no internal skeleton. Now I know what you're thinking, that oyster doesn't have a soft body. But that hard shell is not its true body. The real body of the animal is inside. The shell is something that the animal grows around its body for protection. They belong to a group of molluscs called bivalves. Bi means two, like bicycle, and valve means shell, so bivalves have two shells. Most of the time when you see them, it's on rocks when the tide goes out, so they are tightly closed to protect the animal inside. At the Marine Discovery Centre, you can see some bivalves, such as these scallops, with their shells open while they are underwater in an aquarium. Those blue dots are the scallop's eyes. How many do you think they have? Most bivalves sit on the sea floor or burrow into the sand or, like these mussels, produce hair-like byssus filaments that glue the mussel strongly to the rocks. Scallops can also attach to rocks, or they can move around by squirting jets of water out of their shell. Another group of molluscs are called gastropods, and this includes slugs, snails and limpets. The most obvious external feature of snails is their single shell. This is usually in a spiral pattern for snails. Much of the gastropod body is a foot, which can move the snail or slug along. They move slowly, but if we speed up the video, we can see more clearly their behaviour and their interactions with each other. Their soft body is inside the shell, and there is often a door called an operculum that it can close to keep the animal safe. Snails that eat seaweed are called herbivores, and their operculum is quite round. Sometimes you can find these little shells washed up on the beach. The soft body has a head with tentacles for sensing touch, taste, smell and sight, but molluscs can't hear. The mouth is underneath at the front. Carnivorous snails, that is, snails that eat other animals, have a siphon that they use to smell for food. Watch how it draws in the dye that is placed in front of it in the water, then expelled out the side of the body. This might take a while. Carnivorous snails have a special groove in their shell that the siphon sticks out of, so it's easy to identify if a snail is carnivorous by looking for this groove. Another group of molluscs that are similar to snails and slugs are chitons. They are usually somewhat flat, with their shell divided into plates across their back, and their foot and mouth are underneath. The last group of molluscs we will cover are the cephalopods. These are octopuses, squid and cuttlefishes. For this video we will just focus on the octopus. Here you can see a common feature that we saw with the carnivorous snails, the siphon. Octopuses have 8 arms that have strong suction cups. The arms can be used for walking, but they can also propel themselves with jets of water out of their siphon. Their skin can change colour and shape to help them camouflage. Cephalopods have large eyes to help them find their prey, but also to keep a lookout for animals that want to eat them. See that large head-like structure that's a bit like a hood? That is called the mantle. This is the one main body feature that all molluscs have in common. In many molluscs, such as bivalves, chitons and snails, you can't see the mantle. This is because the mantle is where the shell grows, which then covers the mantle itself. But with cephalopods, the mantle is easily seen. So that concludes our look at the external features of molluscs. We've looked at bivalves, gastropods, chitons and cephalopods. Can you think of some of the features that they have in common?